Yo, what's up guys? This is Astranox and I'm back with another Epic 7 video, and this one is going to be for Wyvern Hunt Stage 7 with Carmaine Rose. I usually have Lorena instead of Carmaine Rose, and I've got my core of Taranor Guard, Tieria and Elson, and I'm just testing stuff as my fourth hero in the group, so let's go. Now I can auto this. The advantage of Carmaine Rose versus Lorena is that Lorena does not have any debuff that she can apply. Now Carmaine Rose, she's got the speed down debuff for 2 turns if she lands it, as she just did now. And she also buffs her own speed for 2 turns. Her ultimate buffs her attack and defense for 2 turns. And her skill 1 heals her. But the healing is not as high as I would have hoped for. I decided to use the artifact that boosts her crit chance. Instead of time, what is it? Time lapse or time matter. I'll show you guys the equipment after the gameplay. I'll do like 2 or 3 runs while I'm talking here. So what you want is to land a debuff on this Wyvern boss as fast as possible, like I said before, because the fire breath will attack you a second time if there is no debuff on the Wyvern, and it's very deadly. It deals a lot of damage, especially if you do not have a defense buff running from Elson. If you're manualing, you can use the defense buff, save it. You could just turn off Elson like this, his ultimate, for up until the Wyvern. That could be a quick way to help you out, because if you have the defense buff and you don't land a debuff on the boss, you're gonna get hit twice, and some of your squishier heroes might get killed from these 2 attacks. So Carmaine Rose, she's one of them. She has good defense, but her health is extremely low. So if she doesn't have defense buff, she's gonna get killed. And she can, I think she can get killed right now in my setup with the amount of stats she has. Actually, she did get killed before when I was leveling her while doing this. She was like low level 40, 5-star. Now she's level 50, so she can, I think she might be able to take it. Now her speed is a concern because it is quite low, and what it means is you're gonna have a hard time having her go before the Wyvern, especially in higher stages. Like you see, the Wyvern just went, now she went. She missed her speed down debuff for 2 turns, just got resisted. Now luckily Tieria just applied her debuff, so the boss will only attack once. You want a high amount of effectiveness on her so she can actually land her debuff. Pretty much you want effectiveness on everyone that has it, that can land a debuff. I'm really liking Tieria, Elson, and Taranor Guard for Wyvern. Extremely strong core group. Only 3 stars. Very free to play friendly. Easy to gear for, especially if you're farming Wyvern. You want speed on Tieria especially, and Elson. I'll show you my stats now. So this is a video for Carmaine Rose, and I decided to put the ascending axe. Every time she does a critical hit, it increases her critical chance by 7%. This is for, I mean, it goes between 5% and 10% depending on how high of a level it is enhanced to. But 7-8% is a good target. Depends on how much you really need. It can potentially give you 30% crit chance, which is very high for a 3-star artifact. So ascending axe, good stuff. The stat on it are mostly offensive, 104 attack and 40 health right now at this level. Actually, this is the artifact skill level. The enhancement is at plus 12. This is for the 7% crit chance. So my Carmaine Rose is 5-star. She is awakened 4 times. Her CP, I just took the gear from my Lorena and I just put it on her. I can show you the gear. So I'm using 2 crit set and 1 hit set. You can pause if I go too quick. Very, very offensive stat with the crit chance and crit damage. Some speed and good health. This rolled very high attack. Everything usable in here. Her effectiveness is 40%, which is good. Which is good at this stage of the game. Another offensive piece here. Good speed on that. And flat health is unfortunate, but I mean, I use whatever I can get. And here, those boots. Yeah, you want speed on the boots because she is so slow, and you want her to apply that speed down debuff as fast as possible. And they rolled very nicely with the crit chance, crit damage, and attack. Flat defense only on the one of the substat that it came with. This ring, percentage attack, great effectiveness, very useful. And the necklace is not very good. It is mostly for the main stat, crit chance 18%, that I'm using it, and also because it's part of the hit set and it's hard to actually get good jewelry early on. So yeah, now as you can see, her health is just shy of 5,000. It is very low for a 5-star with equipment on. I can show you her. Well, you can check my review video for her about her whole stats, but yeah, it is low. Defense is good though. Attack is quite high. And yeah, her third awakening is this, which decreases speed and increase your own speed. Now this thing is actually 100% chance to land the decreased speed, which is amazing, and it's also for 2 turns to boot. And that's why you want as much effectiveness as possible on her. So yes, you can build her offensively if you want her more for the well, her kit is like, she's set up for a damage dealer really, but you can use her as utility for the dispelling. And I mean, you can, this buff is, if she's more for a support role, you're gonna benefit from the defense buff on herself and the dispelling here. This is 100% chance to dispel if you don't miss the resistance check. And this, like I said, 100% speed down. So you want as much hit effectiveness as possible on her, and also the combat readiness reduction. If you can have her go just before the boss goes, you can potentially get another rounds of turn depending on your composition. If you can lower the combat readiness of the boss even further by going a second time and increasing your own combat readiness, and especially if you land that speed down, it will give you plenty of time to go a second time another round before the boss. So I'm trying to, I would like to potentially get her speed to be, like I said, just before the boss goes, to be able to, I mean, take advantage of that. But if you auto the rounds, it doesn't mean she will use this thing as soon as you start encountering the Wyvern. So yeah, if she's slow like now, she goes after the Wyvern goes. So what happens is that for the second turn, if she lands the speed down after the effectiveness check, she will, the boss will be slowed down for the whole round, the whole turn, because she might bring him down to 0 combat readiness, and with the speed down, so you're gonna have the boss on 2 very slow turns, which is gonna be really great. And yeah, you just need her to not get double flame breath to the face. So you basically want to land your debuffs on the round 1. If you survive round 1, you're pretty much golden if you have if you can land those debuffs, and especially if you land that speed down. So I'd like to increase her effectiveness. Her speed, actually, I can do with this amount. For stage 7, you need, I think, somewhere around 134 speed to go before the boss. But if you have someone like Tieria that boosts your combat readiness of the whole team, you could go before. And yeah, and my Tieria, I'm using this artifact, so this decreases the combat readiness of the boss if it doesn't get resisted, which gives me a bit more leeway. And I mean, she could go before the boss. It's very, very close. Yeah, like she'd need like 2 speed or something like that. I would have to test it out, really. But yeah, extremely close. Now the boots are maxed out, but I could get speed. Yeah, unfortunately these don't. But yeah. So quickly, Taranor Guard is pretty much the same gear as he had before. There's this chest, not this chest, this helm, I believe. Yeah, I changed because I get a bit more speed and I gain some effectiveness there. So he's at 50%. So you can pause here if you want to see the gear. Really strong. The necklace almost plus 15, so we'll see where it lands. Yep. And this is the lifesteal set that comes from the Abyss. It's like around floor 40 that it begins dropping with the sword, and then the other 5-piece follows. And this is his artifact. Really strong for him when he assists. That thing provides damage boost, and he is such a beast. Go check my guide on him if you want more an in-depth look into him. Tieria, 189 speed. Pause if I go too quick with the gear. Speed hit on her. Speed set, hit set. I got this ring, which is only flat held, but it rolled speed into it, and when I plus 3'd it, I got another speed plus 2, so that brought it to 4 on a speed set, which is actually pretty good. If you want to go first, sometimes you've got to use stuff like that. I know it's not percentage health main stat, but still very, very good, because it has the combination of speed set and speed substat on a piece of jewelry. And it's also epic, so I could enhance it further and potentially get even more speed out of it. So yeah, when you really want to start first, you've got to go with these type of options. Elson, 140 speed, 150 speed. Of course, he'd be nice on a speed and hit set, but it's like I said, gotta use what you got. His chest I'm trying to enhance because I actually got this thing yesterday and it's quite beautiful. Look at these stats. Like, if I could have gotten effectiveness instead of effect resistance, that would have been perfect, really. You want survival and speed and effectiveness on him. Flat stat, but speed, effectiveness, and some effect resistance. It's on a defense set, so if I can get a ring, but whatever, I'm using what I got. Some decent speed here, flat stat unfortunately, but has effectiveness, percentage defense, and speed, so yeah. The boots are not good really, but well, defense and effectiveness substats. Speed main stat, it's hard to get speed set with the speed stat to begin with on a high tier, so yeah, I'm just using that temporarily until I get something better. Pretty much what everyone's doing right now, just using whatever they got until they get better. This to further reduces the chance of him missing his debuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm Astranox. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out for now.